Hey everybody, it's Eddie here on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. What's good, what's good, what's good? We've got a lot of things going on today. We've got a lot. We've got the S&P Global down, or S&P 500 down, because NVIDIA is going to take a $5.5 billion charge because of all of the H2O processors they thought they were going to sell to China, that they've clearly lost that business. And why is that? Well, it's that T word again. It is that T word again. And because that's taking a hit, obviously the NASDAQ's going to take a little bit of a hit. So it's looking about 219 points down. The reason why I talk about this is because it actually is a bigger deal than most people understand, right? The tariffs are going to have a wide-ranging effect that we have to pay attention to. And if you're not paying attention to it, then, well, I'm not expecting you to do well. If you are paying attention to it, I'm expecting you to be able to land in a decent spot so that you can take advantage of certain situations. What else do we have going on right now? One of the biggest topics out there is how Bitcoin is actually maintaining a certain range. Like, everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's at $84,000, $85,000. That's cute. Like, and people kind of go, what do you mean that's cute, Eddie? Yeah, it's cute. It's cute because it's still trading within a certain range. And you've got to understand that causes volatility in all of the other coins. And that's okay if you know what you're paying attention to, right? So when I look at this NVIDIA situation, I kind of go, yeah, that's all right. And people look at me cross-eyed and go, why do you think that's all right? And I say it's because I'm paying attention to the current volatility trends. I do have my long holding wallets, right? Cool. Those bags, I'm going to do what I do. DCA, DCA, DCA. But on this other side, my other set of wallets, my trading wallets, I'm just trading volatility. I'm trying to understand how coins are moving, how their rhythm has changed in this market. This market. And you might be wondering, well, why would you be doing that? Lex Luthor in his house. Don't forget to invest in yourself. So I'm paying attention because they give me an opportunity to earn 5% here, 10% there. Some cases you get really lucky, you can earn 20%. I'm just playing the volatility, man. I can be happy with a 5% return. I really can be. I keep telling you guys, I have a 5% rule. If I can put money in and I can make 5%, imagine making 5% on your money every day. I mean, that's not going to happen. The odds of that happening are like ridiculous. But imagine making 5% on your investments every day. 5%. Yeah, do the math on that. Are you going to be upset with that? Nope. You're going to be elated about that. 5% every day. Say what? I wish. I wish. So yes, I'm playing the volatility. Now, I need you also to pay attention to doing your own research, knowing your entries and exits, and absolutely investing deliberately. And the reason why I say that is because Microsoft just came out with a major warning. Their threat assessment team said, listen, there's a lot of malware out there, a lot more than usual, that's actually going after your wallets. Not just going after your machines, going specifically after your wallets. And we need to pay attention to that, right? It's malware stealing crypto trader data. It's a Node.js based malware that evades detection. This is why you don't go running around clicking things. This is why. Okay? Be careful out there. Know where you're going, know what you're doing, know what you're clicking on, and check your machine all the time. Be rabid about security. Be rabid about security. Next up, VanEck proposes bit bonds. 10-year securities combining 90% U.S. Treasuries and 10% Bitcoin exposure to help refinance $14 trillion in U.S. debt with asymmetric upside for investors. That's an interesting proposal. That right there is an interesting proposal. Bit bonds. I have to sit back and do the math on that, but that right there is interesting. That right there is interesting. Bitcoin miners sold about 15,000 or $1.12 billion worth of Bitcoin amid, obviously, the price dip and rising costs. Profitability fell from 53% to 33%. I know a lot of businesses out there that would love to have a 33% profit margin. You know, most liquor stores don't have a 33% profit margin. And you sit there and you kind of go, what? Liquor costs a lot of money. When you go to a liquor store, they're just a salesman for the liquor companies. Liquor companies tell them this is how much things cost. Just saying, pay attention to these things. So from 53 to 33% as Bitcoin trades below $84,000. Okay. All right. 33%. So yeah, so they're selling more Bitcoin, to make ends meet, to run on operations and not have to dip into their piggy banks. Standard operating procedure, if you ask me. Then there's a New York assemblyman that's saying, what's this guy's name? Clyde Vanell, introducing Bill A7716 to study blockchain voting to fight voter fraud, inspired by global use in cases like Malaysia and Romania. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, do we have that much of a voter problem? I don't think so. I'm not against the research, though. But I think the research should be done at a higher level. And the reason why is because, well, states can do it at their level. But there comes a point where they're looking for the same thing. So I think it should be more like, well, New Yorkers proposing it, this state. Why don't all the states get together and say, we're looking for something that can help us with our specific problem. The federal government doesn't have a local problem. The states have a local problem. They go all the way down. They have more voting. So they have different issues versus a federal level vote. I get it. But I think if they band together and centralize their research, pool that money, they could all get the same research, the same results, keep it kind of uniform, and then make their decision. Because guaranteed there'll be another state that wants to do this, is doing this, paying for it, times 50. Waste of money. Just saying. And I understand that each state does things differently, but moving to blockchain is the same thing. So that portion of at the very least, that portion of the port is going to be the same. So just saying. What else what have we got? We've got, let's see, Semler Scientific plans a $500 million raise to buy more Bitcoin following the DOJ settlement and adoption of BTC treasury strategies. Okay. Don't care about that part. I care about them wanting to spend $500 million buying Bitcoin. Semler Scientific is not playing games. They're here to win. They really are here to win. You want to hear something really crazy? Everybody's out there talking about, Ethereum's not doing that much and wham. Here, let me, here you go. Because you're going to start crying right now. You got that? You need more? Okay. All right. So I'm going to read this to you verbatim. Ethereum led Q1 2025 DApp revenue with $1 billion. Far ahead of Base at 193 million, GMB chain at 170 million, and others, cementing its dominance in the smart contract ecosystem. You need me to read that again? Or do you want more tissues? Read it again? Okay. Ethereum made $1.02 billion from DApp fees in 2025, in the first quarter of 2025. I'm just saying, that puts them way ahead of Base, way ahead of GMB chain, way ahead of others. It cements them as number one. So that's also ahead of Solana. Again, people are like, oh, Solana, they do a lot of dApps. And no, they don't. They do a lot of memes. Pay attention. What else do we have going on? We've got ProShares to launch an XRP futures ETF by April 30th. That's a big day. Spot ETF approval anticipated amid strong market demand. I do think that an XRP ETF approval is going to come before any of the other ones. I mean, think even SUI, Doge. I think XRP is going to be next. I really do. We're not guilty anymore. We settled with you people. We're done. Give me my stuff. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. And I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Coinbase urges Australians to vote for crypto-friendly reforms ahead of May 3rd election. Imagine, citing regulatory uncertainty and capital flight to Singapore and Dubai. Oh, yeah, because that's true. That's true. They're basically saying, hey, Australia, get your stuff in order and be competitive. Because if you're not, you're gonna continue this flight to Singapore and Dubai. Seriously. Binance bans market maker. Now, they banned a market maker. I told you about that before, but now Move, or the Movement DAO, is actually going to start looking into exactly what happened and how it happened. Because I don't think it involved Move itself. I think it definitely involved their market maker and an insider over at Binance. And they're like, well, how did that happen? How were we left unaware? Right? Kind of get high off your own success, not realizing that your success has been manipulated. So they want to understand, they want to get to the bottom of that. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. ESP32 chip flaw, CVE 2025-27840, endangers Bitcoin hardware wallets by generating weak private keys. Users urged to migrate to secure devices. Yeah. Let me get down to my little blurb down here. There you go. Commonly used and affordable Bitcoin hardware wallets has critical vulnerability due to insufficient entropy in its random number generator. This flaw compromises the chip's ability to create secure private keys, exposing users to risks such as malicious firmware updates and brute force attacks that can do this. Unlike more secure wallets, because the chip is basically used as a build-it-yourself hardware wallet. So you should be looking at other wallets like Ledger, Trezor, Cold Card that don't use that chip. Just saying, just putting that out there for you. A lot of things about security that you need to pay attention to, and that's one of them. That's one of them. I bring you these security updates. I want you to pay attention. I beg you to pay attention. I implore you to pay attention to them. These are not little things that we should just be writing off and whisking off into the sunset. No, pay attention, take action, be aware. The best tool you have in fighting, and keeping secure is awareness. I had some people last night that was talking about security and they were getting bored with the conversation. And I'm like, well, I'm glad that you're so advanced. That's cool. But most people are not. So awareness is key. Awareness is key. S&P futures drops about 1.6% as in U.S.-China trade war concerns. And you can see that in the effect that it's already having on NVIDIA. As an example, all right? Bitcoin was down a little bit today. And you know what? We might as well. You know what I wanted to show you guys who might not have seen it last night? Here is my first book. Here's my first book. You see how thin that is? But this book is written in such a way that it takes time to get through. It's not a lot of words, but the impact of these words are huge. Huge. So you want to pay attention to that. The next book. Yeah. You see that? You see that? The next book is even more impactful. When this book lands on your desk, as thin as it is, it's going to make noise because it's chock full of nuts about helping you actually understand the foundations of crypto. The second book will go through your desk. The same level of information and guidance. Both available on Amazon. Just thought I'd let you know. Now, let's get over to the numbers because we really need to do that. And let's put my ugly face up. There you go. So right now we're looking at Dow futures down 17%, S&P futures down 31%, NASDAQ futures down 233.5. Or not percentages, those are actual numbers and the percentages are less. But they're moving. Wow. NASDAQ future, check out that number, 123%, 1.23%. That's pretty cool. But let's see who's reporting today. Reporting today, we have Abbott Labs, Progressive Corporation, Prologis, Kinder Morgan, U.S. Bancorp, the Travelers Companies, let's see, Las Vegas Sands, Citizens Financial, First Horizon. We've got a lot of companies reporting today, and we should be paying attention because it's going to give us an idea. Even if you're not investing in that sector, if that sector affects you personally or has you aware of certain things, pay attention to these sector kind of reports. And the reason why is because it's going to give you a hint as to what could be coming. This is why I pay attention to these things. I'm trying to get not just a specific idea about what I'm holding, but I'm also trying to get a specific idea about what could affect what I'm holding. That's a very big deal. Fear and greed index is at 29. I thought it would go lower. I think it might probably go higher tomorrow. I think we're gonna land on us having solid footing, and we'll be a little bit happier come tomorrow. So tomorrow's number should be better. I'm thinking like 31, 32, maybe even 33. DeFi Llama, we're looking at $96.391 billion in total value locked. Not much of a move since yesterday. Not much. It's moved. Actually, obviously, it moves throughout the day, but by the time I check in the morning, not that much movement. I'm happy about that because it says that we're in a good space to actually make a move. And look at that. This looks like a U kind of thing. Looks like a U kind of thing. You want to know why it went down? Why things went down? NVIDIA did have that kind of effect. It really does have that kind of effect. Because you're not just looking at NVIDIA, you're looking at what NVIDIA represents. That's the big deal. That's what people are starting to pay attention to. Then if you're looking at the big board, you're sitting here and you're seeing nothing but a sea of red. Oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, I wouldn't be worried. I would not be worried. Why is Eddie not worried? Well, look at the Solana. If I was to buy into Solana right now, it's down 5.64%. If I was to buy into Solana right now and it goes up to 137, which it was just at, I'm making about 10%, no? 137, 138, I'm about 10%. Yeah. Again, paying attention to the freaking volatility. If I understand the rhythm of these coins, I can pay attention to the volatility and I can make some money. So this right here within a couple of days can give me a 10% move. Can give me a 10% move and I'll be happy with it. I'm not looking for 50 million coins. When I'm trading, I'm not looking for 50 million coins to do something. I'm looking for something like that to pop out at me so I can go, oh, that might actually work. SUI might actually work. XRP might actually work. I can start to think about those things at a higher level. Just saying. If you want to look at the numbers side by side, let's go over to this list. Actually, you know what? Yeah, because it gives me a quick view. It gives me a quick view as to what's going on. Right? XRP was green year to date. Now it's back to red. That tells me that I have an opportunity to make quick money. Relatively quick money. Relatively. It was like 6% in the red. 6% in the green. Was it yesterday or the day before? Yeah, I can take that opportunity. I can take that chance. To get back to that number, I can make money off of that. Again, playing the volatility. Playing the volatility. And I'm choosing coins that I think will be here, whether I like the coin or not. I'm choosing coins that I believe will be here for the long run. Right? So I'm aggressive in looking for those coins. I'm very aggressive for looking for those funds. Now, let's go over to the crypto tracker. Gotta log in. There you go. And I want to look at today's losers. All right, who's there? Yeah, there you go. Pi Network down 14.94%, damn near 15%. GMB X factor of 3.75. I told you I won't touch Pi. I pay attention to Pi because of the opportunity there is for other people to lose money. To me, Pi smells like mantra. Smells like mantra, except I had more trust in mantra than I did in Pi. I have no trust in Pi. Brett, down 13.9%, almost 14%. GMB X Factor 6.36. This is one of those. I'm probably going to pay attention to the volatility. I'm not going to worry about it actually achieving an all new high. VTHOR down 13.56%. A GMB X Factor of 16.59. Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to hit that. Not ever, but in the near term, it's not going to hit that. But can I make money off of it? Yeah, I can make money off of it. Dog with hat, same thing. 13.47 down. GMB X Factor of 12.05. Do I think it's going to come back? In a bright market, I think certain meme coins do explode. And Dog with Hat could be one of them. Virtuals Protocol down 12.66% with GMB X Factor of 8.39. I think it can come back. Bonk, same thing, 12.42% down, GMB X Factor of 4.03. I think it can do it. I'm not touching Onyx Coin. I'm not touching Jasmy. They both disgust me. Athena took a hit. Now it's down 10.67% because they're getting out of Europe. Why? Because they could not achieve MiCA approval, and that's why they're getting out. USDE couldn't do it, so ENA is taking a hit. Not surprising. So makes you wonder why they couldn't get their USDE to make it there. Movement down 10.46%. They're still reeling over everything that happened with their market maker. They've got a GMB X Factor 4.52. I think they can do it. Just a gut feeling. I think they can do it. Helium is down another 10.36%. GMB X Factor 15.78. They've got a long way to go before they can come back. Hyperliquid, they have a GMB X Factor of 1.33. They're down currently 8.98%. I do think Hyperliquid can do it. I do think I can make money on Hyperliquid. It's just a matter of how long will it be before I make that money off of Hyperliquid. Who else is on here? That's it. Well, Render, you can pay attention to Render. Reason why? It's an AI play. So down 8.34%. It's got a GMB X Factor of 2.73. Do I think they can make it? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Interesting thing about Psy. Apparently, World Liberty Financial has made an investment in Psy. It's down currently 8.42%. It's got a GMB X Factor of 5.85. Psy could make it, but I think it would take a lot of things outside of its realm to have it make it. That's my take on it. Who are the winners? Yeah, I don't know those. Don't ask me. It went down. It went down as low as 40 cents, and it's back up 32%. Yeah, you can make money off this volatility. It's got a GMB X Factor of 10.47. Oh, don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know. I think what it is that I think what they do is good. However, I think that the coin, I think they mismanaged. I think they did a faux pas and it's not looking good. And you keep going down right here. Nothing else matters. Nothing else is catching my attention because I immediately hit my 5% rule right there. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, smash the like buttons. Tell your friends about this community. It's the only community where we are hyper focused on all of us becoming more educated in investment. And that's all we talk about. We don't talk about sports here. We don't talk about religion here. We don't talk about politics here. We only talk about political policies that can affect our bags. But beyond that, no politics. It's not a political move. It's what it's going to do to affect my bag. Is my bag going to go up or is my bag going to go down because of this policy? That's all I care about. All I care about. So remember, do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Invest deliberately. Everybody, I hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great evening, depending on where you are. And as always, thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And absolutely, thank you for your trust. It means a lot to me. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.